For gear that's good as swell, that's clean. Join Tim and Owe in between the sets. Between the sets.
Hello and welcome to the Bodysurf podcast with your budgie boys, Tim and Owe, hydrated by Hairy Man Brewery. This is Between the Sets, and I got to take a bit of a breather because it's been full on for the last few weeks.
It has.
Connie T Central.
I know, mate. We are turning the tables here, Timmy, on the shittest podcast in the world. Now, listen, we've done okay. I think we've done okay. The last couple of weeks, I've been vibing it.
I've enjoyed it. I thought that interview with John Watson was an absolute cracker, a highlight for the year for me. And then to follow it up with the boys from Stocko, wasn't that a loose one?
Yeah, it was good. I had a good listen to that, actually. And you know what? Do yourself a favour. If you are just listening via your podcast app, head on over to the YouTubes. Because that's where the proper Connie T is.
Yeah.
Because you can see everything that's happening, like people walking in the background. I think Corey even does a little cameo at some point if you watch really carefully. Yeah, very, very good content from Womp Camp. And you know what? It's good to be turning another page here, Timmy. We're looking towards the future now.
That's right. There's a lot of stuff coming up. But man, this year has been a bit all over the place. But I feel like we're making progress. We're sort of heading towards Christmas.
Yeah, well, what's the countdown at now? We're into the late
2 or 3
stages
months,
of September. We've got daylight savings coming up, Timmy.
We got a public holiday coming up.
Yes,
in a week. And this is great because of COVID and because of all the restrictions and everything that's been happening. I've just been clocking into work every day, not thinking too much about life.
Yeah.
And I haven't really had any goals to work towards. So I'm just going in, doing a bit of stuff here and there. But now I've got something to work towards, something to look forward to, and it's a long weekend. However, our calendars are all a bit over the place because, you know, we normally celebrate the NRL Grand Final and the Bathurst and all the fun things, but those things aren't really going ahead in the same way they would without this crazy world stuff going on. So hopefully surf's good.
Yeah, well, the surf's looking good this weekend, so hopefully it sticks around for that Sunday, Monday session when everyone's off work.
Yeah.
Which is going to be great. And I'm with you, Tim. The calendar this year is just, it's gone to bits. And normally we're planning weekends away, going camping, but it's just like everyone's working, no one's working. Like, no one knows what anyone else is doing at the moment. So it's like, do you take the time off? And then if you take the time off, is it really worth taking the time off? It's just better to go to work. Everyone's chucking at you, Timmy, because you don't take any time off. No. You must have like 40 days saved.
I hate taking holidays. I feel like you take a break. And in Australia, we get 4 weeks holidays a year. I like to save them up and take a big break. But then you take your big break and it takes you a month or two to get back into the routine.
Yeah, you know what? I'm absolutely dreading because I'm taking 4 days off next week. So I'm going to go the long weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Extend it out, take 4 days, and then you've got a 9-day block that you can actually go away and do something with. I'm dreading the Monday back.
Yeah, that's it.
Already. I haven't even gone on the holiday. I'm dreading the Monday back.
Maybe call in sick?
Need a doctor's certificate if you book it on the back of the weekend.
You would, especially a long weekend. You'd be in big trouble.
Yep.
But I want to give a big ups to our main man, our EP, Woofo. He's put together a rundown. I sent out a message this afternoon. I sent out a message this afternoon as a joke because he said, I can't make it, boys. I mean, whatever. You know,
we get it.
Your present isn't really missed, Woofo. But I said as a joke, maybe put together a rundown for us. And he did a great job. I want to praise him for this because he's got some really great ideas for the show today. Now, we have to mention, first up, the Stocko Wampus, Scott and Brad. Thank you so much for last week's episode. I've got a few highlights because I just want to relive this. Yep. I want to relive this for the rest of my life. I was actually thinking of putting together like a new theme song to start each show, and I want to get some grabs from some of our interviews. And I tell you what, I think a lot of the intro is going to be made up by their episode because there was some very quotable stuff from that episode. Here's one of my favourites.
Eating KFC on a bad night.
Oh, and who could forget good old Wol.
Yeah, I'm Walt. How are yous?
He just came out of nowhere and jumped on a microphone. I love Wol.
That's why you got to be watching the YouTube, because he just hovers into the background. Yep, here's Walt.
There's another great quote. I didn't get the audio, but it is worth watching. Someone says, they're describing the beach, and they go, oh, great barrels. Also, some really nice shells.
Hit this thing again, because he's already been mentioned as Wol like 5 times, and then I've asked him the question, hey, mate, who are you? What's your story here? And he goes,
Yeah, I'm Walt. How are yous?
thanks, mate. Like, don't say anything else. And that was honestly all he said. And then he was out.
But he
gone.
stays in the back of the shop for a while. It's great. I really enjoyed that so much. So thanks to all the Stocko boys, and big ups to Newcastle. I'm so glad they're starting to get a bit of a scene happening there. That's great. Now, your presence was missed at our meet on last Saturday. The Budgie boys got together.
Yep.
I was running a bit late. I had to do a few things here at the house, and the boys jumped in the water without me.
How do you feel about that?
I was fine because it looked horrible. They all got they went in just in the old sluggos, and it looked freezing, and it was a dead set lake. It was glassy as, but not a wave to be seen.
Yeah.
And I was like, what's even the point? I was very keen for a bacon and egg roll, but I didn't really want to jump in. So I'm glad they got in without me. I kind of said, don't wait up. So the boys had a great old time. And I think if you have been following the adventures of Matthew Bond and what he's been ordering at the kiosk, it's just getting crazier and crazier. You've missed all of this, Ori, because you saw the carrot cheeseburger.
Yeah.
You've seen, what else has he tried? He's tried the BLT.
Yeah. I thought it was sliced old English cheese at one point. But
It was that
definitely
bright orange,
carrot.
yeah.
It was carrot.
This is what he's tried this week. He's gone for a sausage roll, like a sausage breakfast roll.
A sausage McMuffin.
Yeah.
Mm.
And he took one bite and he goes, no, not good.
The McKiosk.
Why can't he just get a bacon roll? I know he doesn't like eggs.
Well, isn't...
A bacon roll would be fine.
Well, like, what's the difference between... Yeah, I get he doesn't like eggs, but it's just... Yeah, I don't know. Man up, mate. Like... and another thing that frustrates me is I get he wants to get away from the wife, who, like, for many men out there, who doesn't? And obviously I'm whispering that because we have female listeners, and if you're a female wife out there, power to you. But sometimes the boys, they want to go out and they want to just see their mates.
Well, you've always said Saturdays are for the boys. Now, I disagree with that, Owie. I think you've got a very old school mentality.
Yeah.
But you're right.
No, I'm not. Saturdays are for the families. Everyone, and body surfing is an all-inclusive event. I understand. But what I try and tell Bondi is, if there's no waves, don't bother coming down.
Yes, but he's got to make the call really early.
Yeah.
So, it's tricky because people stitch him up and say, oh, it's looking good, and it's not.
It's not. But the thing is, like, his call, we have the call on the chat, is STK. And that came from STI.
Yeah, STI, straight to
Ireland.
Yeah.
Because there's always the island is a swell magnet. So even if it's really small, there'll always be a wave at islands. Not always surfable, but there's always a wave there. So we said STI, obviously a parody on a play on words. And so when it's flat, we now say STK, which is straight to kiosk. But Bondi doesn't even get anything good at the kiosk. So why does he want to go to the kiosk?
Oh, poor Bondi. Yeah.
All he does is come, doesn't surf,
And then doesn't eat.
Locks his keys in the car.
And then when we go to the pub, he's already on his way home.
Yeah.
So he doesn't even get to have a beer.
Just come out later. Like, do family stuff in the morning. Chuck a Robbie Miller. And then come out with the boys. We'll have a couple of beers in the afternoon. We might get a succulent Chinese meal. And then you roll home.
If we have a win, we'll be getting some Billy Key chicken, that's for sure.
I was actually away on the weekend, so I am sorry that I missed all of that.
Oh, you did not miss much at all. It was really shocking out there. But we went for a swim sort of last week, midweek, I think, and it was kind of flat as well. We just went out for a paddle. We went out to Shark Island, actually. And
we did.
That's right. And I made another great entrance into the water, as I always do.
Yeah. It's Timmy's first time surfing a reef. was at Suck Rock. Now, if you've been to Suck Rock, you'll know that it's a fairly easy entry. It's not so easy getting out if you're body surfing, because, I mean, you've got a lot of reef to contend with. If you're on a board, you can kind of just go over the top. But getting in to the water to start your surf is actually quite easy. Not so much for you, Tim. Now, do you want to tell the story?
No, you tell it.
Well, I wasn't even there. I heard it secondhand. I feel as if I've got visions of it happening, but I wasn't actually there. I did see the aftermath.
Yes, well, it was my first time out to Suck Rock, and I watched two people jump in before me. Now, one of those people was a surfer, Billy, and he kind of timed it a little early. And he got away with it because it's a big drop-off and he just sort of skidded into it. Then I believe Robbie Miller, our resident bodyboarder, had a crack, and he went maybe a little bit too late, but again, had the bodyboard, was able to sort of skid into it and very forgiven. I sort of thought, all right, I might do a little Goldilocks situation here, you know, not too hot, not too cold, just right. But I mistimed it. I just jumped into the wave or something and like went down the rock and just ripped up my stomach. And I was actually booked in to go on a cruise the next day. And I actually said to Robbie, I don't want to get injured. I don't want to go out to anywhere I might get hurt because I have got holiday plans tomorrow. And he goes, you'll be right, you'll be right. It ruined my whole trip.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And I actually was there late. And I remember I made an effort to come out because I was certain you were going to have trouble getting back in from the surf.
Yeah.
And you did. I saw the fear of death in your eyes that day. And you haven't surfed Suck Rock since.
I think I might have gone back out.
The day it was really flat, I remember.
Yeah.
It was a sunny summer's day, and that was actually quite nice. But you've done it again. And I didn't think it was possible at the entry at Shark Island.
Very easy entry.
A beach entry.
Well, we didn't go the beach route. We were sort of walking up, but it's very close to the beach, I guess. So, yeah, it's not as full on as Suck. But I watched you again, and I saw you were kind of waiting for a wave to jump into it, and you didn't even need to wait. You could have just walked straight in, which I should have done. But I waited too long, and a bigger wave came in, and I just went, I've got to just get ready for this. So I tried to hold down, but it just took me out. I went face first, and it took out. Lucky I was wearing a wetsuit this time, and I did not even get a scratch on me.
Yeah, I was worried that you were going to scrape the hands on the barnacles.
Yeah, honestly, it went like that.
Yeah.
So very lucky. But it was fun to have a little swim. You took the Pipo out.
I did, yeah.
Now, there wasn't a lot of surf, but I saw you catch one nice wave. Are you used to riding that sort of thing?
I'm starting to think that this Pipo might be cursed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because every time I get in the water with it, it turns to poo. You get me in the poo.
Yeah.
And so... yeah, I've had 3 surfs on it now, and it's been 3 fails. It is lightning quick, this guy Butcher. It is absolutely fearfully and wonderfully made. It is a beautiful piece of machinery, but I've just had bad luck with it, and so I'm really stinging to get it on like T-Reef if I can get it on at Tamarama. It's the perfect barrel slaying machine. It's just super fast. And the best thing about it is that it's the most similar thing to body surfing that you can get with a bigger craft, I guess, because you're still using the same movements. I probably will go, but next time I have a surf, I'm probably going to go have another more relaxed body surf. But yeah, I've taken the I guess what you call it, the Pipo, belly board sort of thing out, and it's I'm actually really liking it. I'm liking the extra speed. So if you're thinking about getting on it's a craze at the moment. The Pipos are gone crazy. Everyone's making.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know.
I guess Barrel Pig's sort of making it look cool.
Yeah, he's riding a lot of them lately. I mean, Guy's been loading him with stuff.
Yeah.
And it's funny, a lot of the Pipo designers are from overseas. So I think Guy's from the UK. Ben Way, obviously in Japan.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're making some really interesting craft.
That's it. It's cool.
Yeah, I actually met someone in the surf the other day because he commented. He's like, "What are you riding?"
Yeah.
Oh, it's a Pipo. He's like, "Oh, interesting," and he's from the sunny coast, and he was on a stand up, but he's a bit like you, Tim. He's like, "I'm not very good at the stand up, and I love a body bash. So next time you're up,
Get him into it. Yeah.
call me up, and we'll go for a body bash together." So I got him on Instagram, and he's in this. Him and his wife are in this like crazy Latin guitar duo. It's awesome. They sound awesome. And she plays violin, and he plays like really like fast stuff.
We got to get him on the show.
Yeah. Oh, trust me, he's a very cool, interesting fella. But if we can get him into the bod squad, we've done our due.
That's
you
it.
know.
Well, we need to get the evangelical Matthew Bond out to convert him.
Yeah. Oh, Bondi could do that as well, and Bondi's into his music, so I don't have a problem with it. Timmy, I will say a little bit more about the Sunny Coast weekend away that I had, though. I got to throw myself under the bus because I tried to tee up a surf with the boys on Sunday. They surf Sundays. I normally surf Saturdays. There's no surf on Saturday. It's flat, as you said. So Sunday they go, all right, 6:30, Stewart Street, North Entrance, be there. We're going for a surf. So classic case of me, every time I go somewhere, I'm late. And this is no exception. So every time we go to the Blind Bear, for instance, I've got the nickname Slowy because I'm always late, too slow to get there. And anyway, I turned up 20 minutes late. Obviously, they weren't there. Stewart Street was pumping. It was about 5 foot, but there's no one there. It's empty. And I didn't want to go out by myself because you get the bad vibes, you know? And so I went and checked about 10 different spots, couldn't find them, ended up surfing. Thankfully, met this bloke, Morgan, his name was, which was the silver lining of surfing, not the best break on the day. But yeah, I was just a little bit dirty at myself. Turning up late on a good surf day.
Yeah.
And I don't know if anyone else has done this where I suppose it's just me because I check so many different spots. It's always better at the first spot you checked, you know, just hop in. And I'm starting to learn that now. As soon as you go and if whatever you see, just surf it.
Yeah.
Don't go searching for anything else. You're just going to waste your time. So now if we meet somewhere, I'm just going to hop in from now on.
I love that story. I don't know if we've ever told this story, but you rocked up to just a budgie boy meet and someone was a bit negative and you just got in your car and left.
Yeah, I have told that story. I think I tell it every week.
I love that story.
Yeah, catch up. Just don't be negative.
Yeah.
You know? It's just hanging out with friends, mate.
Exactly.
Just jumping in the water.
Now, I feel like we need to do this for Woofo and try and get through some of these points because it's actually really good stuff he's written down. Now, we should mention that Slide has finally released their Urban Surf video and there's no mention of Tim and Owie. Now, we went to Urban Surf, 6 months ago?
Are you surprised at this?
Very surprised because I was pulling off some huge moves.
Yeah.
And wearing goggles and headgear, looking like an absolute kook.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think they want to try and push their product and use some of their better riders to promote it.
That's what I thought as well. And I have to confess that I was riding the War airplane most of the time I was there as well. I had to go on some of the slide stuff, but when you get used to riding something, it's very hard to just change up straight away and think that you're going to be able to perform in the same way that you used to. It's just not the case. You need to use whatever craft you're using a couple of times to get used to it. Every single piece of equipment is going to have a different style of the way to ride the wave, really. So I was riding the War quite a lot. And an interesting point on that was Slide released their video, and then not even 24 hours later, War released another video.
Yeah.
So is this a hit back sort of thing? I don't
yeah.
like. Is this just like a one up sort of thing going on here?
Well, I remember seeing War's videos a long time ago when they first went because they were one of the first body surf crews to head out there, and I know. Did Ecto end up doing there? Would that get
Ecto
cancelled?
Pool Party,
Yeah,
I think got canned.
Yeah, But another crew went and sort of were the first guys to do some body surf stuff, which was really cool. But yeah, I think it's just a coincidence. I wouldn't read into it.
I don't
too
know.
much.
Yeah, well, yeah. And to give it to Slide, I think the Slide video might have been a bit better.
I was going to say that, but like War have some of the best riders going around. But there's
Yeah.
something about the Slide boys and the Slide video that I just like.
It was good. I will say Slide probably got the better conditions.
That's true.
War had it a bit cross-shore, onshore. But mate, I don't know if there is anything in it. I'm not taking sides here.
No.
As I said, I went to the Slide event and rode a War hand plane. So I don't think there's any beef here.
No.
But yeah, maybe that's why we didn't make the cut. Tim.
Yeah. Well, I went out without a hand plane and soon discovered that you need one for that sort of wave.
Yeah.
But then I got one and remember how I got snapped with the big, I had the big bubble gum, the big pink and blue hand plane, and I didn't know how to use it, and I just dropped in. That was a fun day.
Well, you're wearing your headgear and sunglasses.
It was safety first.
It was.
We should mention big news for Ricky and the War Boys. They've just received this massive grant worth $80,000 from the Amazon Launchpad. So they're basing this on the Bad Fish, which is the first ever Australian commercially made product to be manufactured from ocean plastic waste that's been collected from the Barrier Reef. Now, I've seen a lot of posts. I've been on the Amazon website. I know that he's got some Jeff Bezos money being thrown at him now. Has it changed him, do you think? Is he going around wearing Armani suits and driving Rolls Royces?
That's how Corey bought his new boat, I think. Corey hasn't worked a day in his life and somehow has just got a jet ski and a new barge.
He did used to work at KFC.
He did used to work at KFC. That's right. He's doing a bit of life saving here and there, and he works at the Wave Rider.
Yeah, and he's getting barnacles off boats.
Oh
I
yeah,
think that's how he got the boat. Someone just gave it to him.
Why don't they sponsor us? By the way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm not giving them a free plug.
Yeah.
No way. I don't want to. No.
Is there any crossover? Any of our audience own boats that need cleaning?
Yeah, if you need boats that need cleaning, Easy Marine, they'll get that boat clean. Feel free to use that. You can record that, Timmy, play it back, and then you can hit the stinger.
Sure.
Maybe we'll get Woz to do it.
He should do all our live reads. We just send him all our commercials
Hey,
to
I'm
do.
Woz.
Yeah, I'm well. How is?
It's not even the right name.
Wow. But yeah, that's really cool from War, and I think we need to start putting out some vibes about Womp Off 2020. Now, as I said at the start of the show, this year is an absolute write-off. Now, Slide got very lucky with Slide Fest that they were able to still push through and get that competition going, even though they were faced with a lot of issues. Mainly, those issues were coming from New South Wales, mainly with all the border closures and stuff. Now, not a lot has changed since Slide Fest. So if Womp Off was to go ahead, what would it look like, Owie?
Yeah, I think it's a lot of the same stuff we've been saying. It'll be down south. It'll be a smaller competition. There'll probably be limited spectators. Maybe a shortened format. Probably no fin sprint.
Less people in a team?
Yeah, less people in a team. I keep telling the Senate that it's the perfect time to get the ectos, get the wars, get the slides, get them all, mate, and just have a little competition, a bit friendly, a friendly fire, you know. And people say, "Oh, well, it's against the spirit of Bodysurf." Grow up.
What spirit?
What spirit? That's right. We're in Australia. We don't have the blanket of Hawaii over us. You know, like I get it. Hawaii's got they have the spirit of aloha. But we don't have that. We've got the spirit of g'day, mate.
But I would say the spirit of body surfing is, community.
Yeah.
So why not get them all together?
Yeah, I don't see. I get what they're saying. I get it, Tim. I get it. But
Who's saying?
just them. You know how people say, "Oh, they're saying," but who are they? Like they're just everyone. They're everyone you think is saying what they're saying. Those people are saying it.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So anyway, they're saying that
They're not.
they are. Those people out there are saying this. The body surfing vibe does not constitute competition.
Oh. Okay.
Mm.
Whatever. But even the competition is so laid back.
Yeah.
Like, it's not really a competition, just a day to have fun.
But this is my point, in which we go to Womp Off, we go to Slide Fest, we go to this, we go to that, and it doesn't really matter who wins. Some people get a little bit cut, but I think that they're part of the problem.
But here's the difference between us and maybe some other people. We're there to mainly spectate. We go in and have a swim and we compete, but we're mainly there to spectate and see what other people are doing.
Yeah.
Because there are people that are much better than us, and it's so fun to watch them.
Yeah.
We'll jump in as a bit of a fun and a bit of a laugh and get around the boys, but we're there mainly to watch. So that's why I get excited. I was so excited to go to Slide. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. I'm so keen for Womp Off 2020, whatever that may look like, because I want to watch some body surfing. I want to sit down, have a beer, and watch what's happening. Last time we got to see someone do a front flip on a wave.
Yeah.
Like, you don't get to see that every day down at Cronulla Beach.
Yeah.
But when you fly some Hawaiians over, you get to see some fantastic body surfing. So that's what I'm keen for. And hopefully, as you said, things could change. It could be a very small event. Could be just New South Wales people competing this year. I really don't know. Maybe it would just be a few selected teams, that have affiliations with Ricky and that sort of stuff. So, I don't know. Should we stop speculating and maybe get Ricky on the show soon and just have
we
a
need
chat?
to ask him, even just give him a call.
Yeah.
In regards to the competition stuff, Womp Off is a great teams competition where there's not much like on the line apart from bragging rights.
Yeah.
Everyone goes, oh yeah, like we did this or we did that, and our main goal is beat the Goldie Sliders. We don't care. We want to beat the Goldie Sliders in competition. We want to beat Bait Bay at the fin sprint, and we've done neither of those things. Let's move to Slide Fest, for instance, an individuals competition, handboarding competition. Not necessarily body surfing if you want to be a full purist. That is tracking along nicely, but it probably doesn't have the prestige of a national event yet. I think we need a national body surfing event in which maybe every company, say a War or a Slide, or an Ecto, so on and so forth, just send one body surfer. Not a team. And then it's not even, don't even affiliate so much like with the brands who that person is swimming for or body surfing for. They're just there, and it's kind of that's the national crown. I think that's what we need to move towards, having a national crown and saying this person is the best body surfer in Australia, and whether they're sponsored by War hand planes or Slide or Ecto or DMC, it doesn't matter. I guess in a way, War can then go, oh, we sponsor the Australia's best body surfer.
Yeah.
But it's not a direct competition of saying, oh, we're the best team. I don't know. Maybe that's how we can get around it. I don't really care too much about the hoorah about the brands fighting to be the best, whatever. I want to see the best body surfers compete. I'm like you, Tim. And I want it to be done in a way that's jovial, fun. We can just have a carry on. I don't want it to get too serious, but I do want to see the best body surfers compete. So we need to try and work out a way that we can get to that and everyone's happy.
Logistically, it sounds tricky. And the people putting on the comps are the guys with brands. It's a way of them promoting the sport, but also their brands. So they're the people that have the know-how, how to do it, and maybe a bit of cash flow and all those sort of things. Like the Fin get behind a lot of comps. Pretty much every body surfing comp they're a part of, and it's because they're a really big force, and it's great that they support these competitions, and that's really the only way you can get these things running is if people like that get behind you.
An external body to take over it. Surfing New South Wales. not really affiliated with the body surfing community, but it's the Surfing New South Wales Australian titles of body surfing.
Or Red Bull.
Red Bull. Oh, and have it at Cape. There we go. We've solved it. We've solved the world's issues, Timmy. See, this podcast, it's not just about having a laugh. We
rarely do that. Woofo wanted us to mention that Super Biscuit tried and failed with his first run of the Silver Bullet. Now, this is a motorized hand plane. This thing is incredible. We've been following this from day one. Super Biscuit actually called up the show once.
Sorry. Hamish has just commented, I've got Bondi paying $1.06.
We need to do the odds, don't we?
We do, yeah. So anyway, back to Super Biscuit. Yes, he called up.
Yeah, and it was great to talk to him about this invention.
Which is strange, because this is not a call-in show.
And it was also extremely late his time.
Yeah.
Anywho, he called in and he talked to us about a little bit about this project that he's been working on, the mechanical or the motorized hand plane. Apparently, there were some issues with waterproofing. Now, he did mention that this was going to be an issue, and he was trying very hard to get it all sealed up, but back to the drawing board, I guess, and Super Biscuit will be working hard to get this thing going. Another bit of news Woofo wanted us to mention was that the new Podwear fins are available in slick colours. Now, you're a big fan of these ones, yeah?
Yeah, I really like the black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. Black and gold. Oh, good track. That is... Poll, what's a better song, Black and Yellow or Black and Gold?
Black and Gold's way better.
Yeah, I'd see me too.
Yeah.
I think Black and Gold's a timeless classic.
But one's a hip-hop song, one's like a pop song.
Yeah. What's his name?
Sam Sparrow?
Sam Sparrow. Great track. If you're looking for a midnight banger to turn over into 2021, Black and Yellow.
See,
Black and Gold, sorry. Gee, that could have been good. That could have been really good.
We'll edit it out.
Yeah, we'll do it in post.
But we want to play music, but we're not allowed. Like, we get done every time we try and play music, because I can just whip up anything here, but when we get in trouble, but who cares? So that's cool. Yeah, you want the black and yellow pods. Now, I gave you a certificate for your birthday for a pair of fins that you can cash in when they're ready.
You did too. Where's that going?
You lost. It's not deemable without that certificate. Nah, we'll go grab them soon. So we just got to work out with Pod when we can pick those up. Now, you're an extra small, I think.
No, I've been doing the Ricky Gilby.
Oh yeah,
I've been doing
the booties.
Got the booties, mate. I've actually transitioned to the medium large to fins.
Oh,
without the booty. So I think if I put the booty on, I reckon I could get into a large.
Well, I'm sure we can go and have a private fitting and get this all sorted out. Maybe they can mould your foot.
We've been down to see Shane before, and yeah, he is a scientist. He's got all the pots and pans, the whiz bang contraptions down there. So maybe he can.
I've never been, so when you go to get them, I'll have to come, obviously, to pay for them because it is your birthday present. But yeah, I really want to get a tour and check it all out, because you guys always rave about how cool the factory is. So let's go to Pod very soon and have a look. I think that's pretty much all. Oh, I think I teased this on the Instagram.
Yeah, I didn't reshare it, obviously.
My fish and chip story. So I'm a big fan of the South Coast. I go down a little bit to surf. I go down to socialise. I go to hang with family. And one of my favourite pubs is called the Illawarra. Now, last Christmas, me and my brother-in-law, we went there Christmas Eve.
Where has he been, by the way?
Jimmy? Oh, they just moved there. They moved to Coniston.
Yeah, but I want him on to come on Saturday.
Yeah, he's
not
not allowed.
Give him shit tips.
He's not allowed to punt anymore. He's
really?
got a mortgage. So.
No, I put him onto the Melbourne Cup winner. So
good.
It's all right.
He'll come out for Melbourne Cup. That's
good.
for sure. So yeah, we went out for it was his first Christmas in Australia, and we both aren't very social people. So we just thought, how can we get through Christmas with the family? So we went out to the Illawarra, which was a very rowdy pub, and we got absolutely tanked. And we were out until about 4. We stumbled home smelling like cigarettes and Red Bull and vodka and all this awful stuff that we consumed that night. We had about an hour or 2 sleep. Got up, I went for a surf. He cooked breakfast, and then we got through the day by sort of just riding the buzz from the night before. Worked a treat. So the Illawarra had become like our favourite pub, and as soon as we kind of got in the swing of things, he just moved there. We were like, yeah, let's go out every night, blah, blah, blah. They shut it down.
Yeah.
And they were going to, and we were shocked. We were like, what's going on? This is the most popular pub in Wollongong. Why are you shutting it down? They did a big refurb. And it probably came at a good time because they started doing it, then COVID hit, and they were able to finish the refurb, and they've only recently opened it. Now, it looks lovely. Looks $1 million. And if you're a big fan of the St. George Illawarra Dragons, you can go watch the footy, have a few beers. It's great. But the best thing is, even though it looks great, the sort of people it attracts are still the same. It's still the same rowdy crew that used to go to the old Illawarra.
Yeah.
So I'm there eating some fish and chips. There's a bunch of girls, about 3 girls, just, I feel like they're looking at me. But they're actually looking behind me. There's someone behind me that they're looking at. And I'm like, something's going on here. Anyways, they go order a few drinks. It looks like they know the staff. They're kind of like, chummy with them. Anyways, sit back down, drinking these crazy cocktails. Next minute, one of the girls goes up, throws a drink at this bloke that she's been eyeing off, then punches him. I'm just trying to eat me fish and chips. So security come over, they throw it out. But like at the same time, I feel like they know her. You get a life ban for that.
Yeah.
At most places, she'll be back tomorrow. So that was my story. That was my fish and chip story.
Well, you can.
It was a good feed.
Oh, good.
Really good food.
You can choose your friends, but you can't choose your family.
I don't think you can choose your friends.
You don't reckon you can choose your friends?
I would be friends with like Leo and Brad Pitt. If you could
wouldn't?
choose your friends.
Oh, well, yeah, well,
I'm
that's
friends
right.
with this guy.
You're friends with me, Tim. Yeah, but you can choose not to be friends
That's true.
with me.
Yeah.
You can't choose not to be related to Big Al.
Yeah.
You know?
I guess that's the saying is more about you can't choose your family. You're stuck with them.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you're stuck with your friends as well. It's like, as I said, you can't just go, hey, you're my new friend. Like, that's
It takes time.
Exactly.
Yeah, it does take time. Now we want to, just before we go, Timmy, we got to do a. We've got 2 things more on the list. See, this is good.
Yeah, I like it.
We don't forget what we're talking about.
It'd be great if, for the people watching on YouTube, if the graphic came up about the topic we're talking about. I'd really like that, like Sports Center.
Yeah,
that'd look really cool.
Yeah, or if we had little teletext.
Like a little news tinker.
We should say congratulations to our good friend, resident bodyboarder, Robbie Miller.
Yes.
On his little baby Peter.
Now, this is an absolute stitch-up, though.
What?
He messaged everyone individually.
Yeah.
And gave them all different names for the baby.
Yeah.
So what name did you get?
I got Andrew.
Yeah.
What did you get?
I got Luke.
Yeah.
And Jesse got Brandon.
Brandon.
Now, I'm not sure what this kid's name is.
I just told you.
You got the real name?
No, well, I had a conversation with him.
Ah.
So I don't know. I actually don't know the real name, but I'm fairly certain that's what it is because...
What is it?
Well, I just said it. So you're going to have to play the tape back. I'm not saying it again. That's the magic of television.
Can you say it off the mic?
Yeah, I'll say it off mic.
Ready? Ah.
Yeah.
So no one got that in a message?
Nah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, congratulations. Mainly to your wife, because Robbie didn't do much.
Yeah, well, that's right. Well, none of them did much. They just zipped it out of her.
It's still a very, very traumatic procedure. But, yeah, they got their little family. I think Robbie's off to get the snip. So that's the next big challenge, getting that one done. I heard that's pretty painful.
Yeah, I will never be doing that, hey.
Nah, it's fine.
No, I've said that on the podcast before, haven't I? About not having the snip.
I don't know if you have. When would that have come up on the podcast?
All the time, Tim. Heaps more than anything related to body surfing. Anyway, I'm not getting the snip. My missus at the moment, she's 28, so she's probably got maybe, let's say conservatively, 12 years.
I love it when men talk about women's bodies.
But I'm just saying, like I know it's probably not appropriate, but I'm like, we have had this conversation before, and I'm just saying, if there's 12 years we've got for the time to work before we're physically not able to have children anymore, I'm okay with having 12 kids.
Shivers. Oh, jeez.
I'm more happy with having 12 kids than I am with having the snip, is what I'm saying. And I'll put that on a T-shirt.
Are you going to be like the Partridge Family, driving around the bus singing songs at RSLs for $20 a night?
I'll even name all my kids the names that Robbie sent to each of us in text messages.
Yeah, you'd have about 12. Yeah, good. All right, we got to collect all that data for your kidlets.
Yep.
Now, I want to say a big...
It's not Peter.
Oh.
Jesse's saying it's not Peter.
Well, that was the name you said off air.
I know.
Ooh. This could be a good radio competition. Guess the name of Robbie's kid.
Guess the name.
Call in if you know the name of Robbie's kid.
Maybe he had a girl.
No, it
Peter
was a
could
boy.
work for a girl too.
Definitely was a boy. Oh, they knew that a long time
And what a
ago.
boy.
That's the umbilical cord. Now, I want to say a big happy birthday to a friend of the show, long-time listener, Timothy Dunlop.
Lacey Wallace.
And Lacey Wallace. Is she also a fan of the show?
No.
Okay. I know Tim listens a lot. So, Tim Dunlop, happy birthday. He's involved in one of probably the first ever body surfing films that are out there.
Yeah.
When he broke his collarbone.
Allura Rescue.
Yeah, that's right.
Now, if anyone can find Allura Rescue on the dark web, which I'm sure it will be on,
It's somewhere.
because it's right next to his other video, the de-pantsing. Allura Rescue is a high-quality film made by our good friend Tim Rankimer in his spare time at TAFE. And it was the first body surfing movie ever, way before Kalani, way before, what's it called? Big Dirty Wedge, Dirty Old Wedge.
It was about a 5-minute short film. There was one wave that was caught. I was actually riding the wave while filming. I jumped onto this wave. I sort of crash tackled Dunny, but we were all sort of tumbling. Anyways, he breaks his collarbone. And we take him to the hospital.
Well, he's got his, if you can see in the YouTube footage, he's got his arm up in the air and he's screaming. And we're like, Tim and I have caught a wave. Dunny's just been hit by the wave. What's going on? And he's like, I think I've broken my collarbone. And me being a learned scholar in the art of broken collarbones, I had a look at it because I've broken mine 3 times. And I went, squeeze, 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 which must have hurt quite a lot. But he was still in the adrenaline of it. And I said, yes, it is broken. And he went, F, windmilled it for some reason. I don't know why he was trying to windmill it because it's the worst thing you can do. And apparently he was very, very close for the bone to actually pierce the skin. So he did it heaps worse than I did all 3 times that I broke my collarbone. And he had to get it fully surgically replaced and fixed full on. But happy birthday, mate.
Yeah.
21 today, keys to the door. Never been 21 before.
He'd be spewing because he loves a big carry-on. He loves a big party and he can't do it this year.
Yeah.
I sent him a message. I go, what have you got planned?
We didn't make the cut.
Didn't get invited because he can only have 20 people. So we're not in the top 20.
Yeah, sadly.
Anywho, I think that's all we have to do.
Yep.
Thanks, Woofo, for the amazing rundown. If you could do that every week, that'd be great. And we got to get out of here. Do it or go again.
Have you got another zinger?
Yeah. Do it again real soon. But for now,
It's always overhead.
everybody, sir.
Bye.
Bye.